So as most of you probably know, BB creams are a big trend among YouTubers. A lot of high-end and drugstore brands here in the US have come out with their own versions of BB creams recently, so they're starting to become more and more popular. If you don't know what a BB cream is, it's basically just a multifunctional makeup product that you use on your face. A lot of people think that it's a skincare product, and it's really not, because it's something that you need to wash off at the end of the day, just like your makeup. What I'm going to do today is, because there are so many out there, I'm just going to give you a rundown of 9 different BB creams from one brand, and the brand is Hanskin, and it is a Korean brand. All of these BB creams can be purchased on the Natural Radiance website that I had talked about previously with the sheet mask, so I'm going to put a link down below. I'm actually going to list all the BB creams that I talk about down below, and I'll link to each one individually. Not all of these BB creams that I have are perfect for my skin type, but I'll tell you guys what skin type I think they would be best for. And I'll just tell you guys a little bit about each one. So I'm going to try and go in order from least amount of coverage to fullest amount of coverage. For all of these BB creams, I applied them all with just one thin layer so you could compare them, and trying to keep everything pretty consistent. So the very first one is the Hanskin Hyaluron Moisture BB, and this one is a really nice BB cream for those of you that have dry skin. This BB cream didn't really work for me at all. It doesn't provide enough coverage for my skin type. It has a very sheer coverage, and the consistency is kind of watery, but when you're applying it, it goes from being really liquidy to setting up and not budging after a few minutes of working it into your skin. So this is the color. This is what it looks like. It has a really natural skin color. Sometimes BB creams can be a little more white or a little more gray depending on what they're trying to offer. This BB cream provides a very, very sheer coverage. There you can see this one has more of a skin tone color. I think personally this BB cream will be really good for people who either have really dry skin or people who have more mature skin. I'm going to let my mom try this one. I think that she'll really like it. This one also has SPF 20. The second one is the Hanskin Premium Repair BB cream. This one provides a little bit more coverage, but it has more of a gray color to it. That is the color of it when you initially put it on your skin. This one would be really good for combination or dry skin. This one also has SPF 20 in it. It has good oil control properties. This one wasn't one of my favorite ones, just because the color of it was so pale, and I didn't feel like it was extremely long lasting. And there were just other ones that I liked better. The third one is the Hanskin Blemish Cover BB Cream, and this was one of my favorites, and this is what I'm wearing on my skin right now. So as you can see, it provides a lot of coverage. Right now I had one layer on, and then I went back over the places where I needed extra coverage, and I even put this under my eyes. It doesn't settle into fine lines as bad as some foundations do, so I just use this. I don't have any concealer on right now. I just have this and then a little bit of my Cargo pressed powder. So you can see this does provide a really good amount of coverage, and that's why this is one of my favorites to wear on its own. The other thing that I really like about this one, aside from the fact that it has good coverage and it has good oil control, is the color of it is a really natural skin color, and it has some yellow undertones to it, which is good for me for 2 reasons. See, compared to the one that I showed before, it's a lot more pinky gray, and this one is a lot more yellow. The reason the yellow undertones work well for me is because my skin has yellow undertones, so it blends better with the skin on my neck and the skin on my chest. It's not overly pink. And then I have some redness in my skin, and the yellow kind of helps to counteract that. The only thing is it does not have SPF in it, so if you're looking for a BB cream with SPF, then that one wouldn't be the one that you want. The fourth one is the Super Plus Perfect BB. This one also has really good coverage, and it has a matte finish, so it's very similar to the Blemish one. It's good for oily skin, but it is very, very pale. And again, it is more of a pink color, so it's too pale for me, and that's really the only reason that it wasn't one of my favorites, because it is really nice. It has a really nice finish to it, a really nice natural looking finish to it, and it has good coverage and it lasts really well, but again, that pale color just doesn't work for my skin type, and those pink undertones don't really work for my skin tone. The next one is the Hanskin Primer Velvet BB Cream, and this was another one of my favorites. I especially love this one to layer under a full coverage foundation, like if I'm going out at night or on the weekends or something. Another thing that I really like about this one is the consistency is really light and airy, and it creates literally a poreless finish. So I layer this and then I put my foundation that normally, like Revlon Color Stay for example, if I put that on without a primer, normally it settles into my pores and kind of makes my pores look worse than they are. But when I put this on and then put Revlon Color Stay on top, I use a lot less of my foundation and I get a really flawless looking finish. I've even had people ask me if my makeup was airbrushed when I've been wearing this under a full coverage foundation. So that has been my favorite, hands down, BB cream to layer underneath another foundation. This one also has SPF 37 and it is really, really good for oily skin because it has a very matte finish. The other one that I really love to wear on its own is the Super 3 Solution BB. This one is more like a tinted moisturizer because it has more of a moisturizing component to it and it gives your skin more of a luminous glow similar to a tinted moisturizer. This one I wore a ton when I was in Florida just because it had that more of a natural look and I could wear this out to the pool and it didn't look like I had tons of makeup on, and it had the SPF in there that I wanted. And it gave me a little bit of coverage, but it looked really natural at the same time. So this is another one of my favorites to wear on its own when I want more of a completely natural look to my skin. This one also has a more skin tone. As you guys can see, I like the ones that are more yellowy. The ones that are pink, I didn't really wear very much because they just made me look so completely pale. The last three are more full coverage BB creams, and I have to honestly say the last three were not my favorite, mainly because of the color and because of just the look of them. They gave me a really pale look to my skin. So I'm just going to quickly talk about them and tell you just a little bit about each one. The first one is the Smart Total BB, and this one has SPF 37 in it. This one is good for normal to dry skin, and like I said, I didn't really wear this one very much just because the color was so pale, but it is very moisturizing. The next one is the Super Light Touch BB, which is another full coverage BB cream. It's really moisturizing. Again, it's good for dry skin. That's probably another reason why I didn't really like this one too much, is because it doesn't have as much of an oil controlling component, and I have more combination skin, so something that's super moisturizing on me is not going to look that great and it's not going to last very well on me. The very last one is the UV Screen BB, and this one again is just too pale for my skin type, so I didn't wear this one very much either. This one has an SPF of 50. It works really well at absorbing oil, so it's really good for oily skin, and it would be really good just as a sunscreen. And then if you were going to wear a foundation that was more your skin tone on top, I think this one would work a lot better. But it does have a really high SPF in it, which is great, and it is really good for oil control. I think this one would be better as a base for someone who has really oily skin. That is the rundown of 9 BB creams from Hanskin. I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope it kind of gave you an idea of which type of BB cream you might want to try. Like I said, I'm going to put links to each individual BB cream down below. They can all be purchased from Natural Radiance. Just kind of as a bottom line for me, for my skin type, which is combination, very prone to congestion and acne, I have hyperpigmentation, so I like a good amount of coverage. My 3 favorites were the Blemish cover, which is the one that I'm wearing now. This one can be worn as a foundation. You don't need any product on top of this. It has a matte finish and it has very good coverage. The Primer Velvet BB, which I use as a primer under a fuller coverage foundation. It gives you a absolutely beautiful, flawless, poreless finish to your skin. It does have SPF in it, and it is really great for layering under a full coverage foundation. And then the Super 3 Solution BB, which I like using as a tinted moisturizer on those days when I don't want to look like I have foundation on. I just want to even out my skin tone. You get the SPF in there. This one is a really great one if you're looking for something to wear to the pool or to the beach, or just on those summer days when you don't really need a lot of makeup and you just want a really natural look. So those are my top 3 out of the 9 that I showed you. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!